Hello, Patrick and Jeanette. My name is Pat Stino, and I'm one of the construction managers with Epic. Today is June 17th, and we're here doing your virtual pre-drywall walkthrough today. I've got an associate with me, Craig, and we're trying something new today. We've been videotaping off of iPad, and we're trying something new today with a GoPro, so we're going to see how it goes. We'll have this completed today and available for your viewing probably tomorrow afternoon, Thursday, Friday, and over the weekend. Please come out over this coming weekend and walk your house. I'm currently at the stage of rough inspections. We started that process today. I'll finish that process up Friday, and then I'm scheduled to install insulation on Tuesday, and then I'll be stocking drywall probably Thursday of next week. So anyway, here we are today, and I'm standing in front of your home. We're going to walk around the exterior. We're going to talk about many things. I've got a little checklist that I'll show you here momentarily. So this is our pre-drywall walkthrough checklist. I'm going to mention to you, we're going to talk a little bit about grading, about gutters and downspouts, the elevation that you've chosen and the window grids. We're going to look at all the electrical locations, the low volt and security, plumbing locations, mechanical locations, and we'll go from there. So as we start today, first thing I want to briefly mention to you is I have here a copy of your plot plan, which shows the house sitting on the lot and shows the grading for the lot. And if you don't have a copy of this, please contact Kyle and he can send one over to you. And this is what it looks like. This is your lot number 56. Address is down here. There's a little key down here which tells you what all of the symbols and notes mean. But this is basically, the dark line is the footprint or outline of your foundation and house. Lot lines, property corners, and elevations, vertical elevations. There's some dimensions on the plan also, like these are in feet and tenths of feet. So like that back wall line is 25.5 feet long. All of the elevations are in real elevation, so that's 24.7 feet. That is real elevation. What I mean by real elevation is your finished floor is 5,294.7 feet above sea level. So based off of 94.7, you can see 92, that's 2.5 feet lower, 4 feet lower out there from that finished floor elevation. So all of these spots and X's are real elevations. Those are elevations that we need to achieve in grading. Also, these lines here tell you how we're going to grade. We've got water directional arrows of how I need to grade. We have a high point on the lot at the back corner. We're going to cut a swale in the backyard, bring it around, and it'll drain to the front. And from the high point, we'll cut down the property line, and that'll drain to the front. These are arrows of drainage, direction of drainage, and at what percentage of grade those will be. I do have quite a bit of dirt, quite a bit of dirt to put back on your lot to finish grade yet, so I'm not there yet. I'm barely rough graded. So we'll be adding dirt and then grading things out after all of the masonry is complete. But this is your plot plan. A lot of helpful information here for your landscape planning. And if you have any questions, get in touch with Kyle and he can get in touch with me. We can have a phone conversation if you'd like to. So there's that plot plan. So as we're getting ready to walk the house, I want you to know I'm standing outside, and we have built for you what we in the construction side refer to as the 4095 plan. And I believe that is the summit, and the elevation that you have purchased is the Colorado foothills. And on the outside, I'm standing in front of the 2-stall garage. My associate's going to pan around, and I'm going to walk around the house, and we're going to look at things. But everything you see with green board is our zip panel sheathing, and anything that's still green gets masonry, some type of masonry application. Your house, the Colorado foothills elevation, just gets stone. There is no stucco on your house, so everything that's still green gets stone. And I'm about a week to 10 days away from beginning that process, the masonry process, where they'll install the lath, and then I will get inspections on the lath, and then they'll start the application. Also, the front elevation, the window grids, on this Colorado foothills, you get a 1H2V, meaning one horizontal bar 2 vertical bars in your front elevation, and all those front windows have that grid pattern. As you can see at the front of the 2-car garage, we've got 2 coach lights on either side, and on the single stall, there's single coach light. Downspouts, you'll see here, I've got rough gutters on, what we call rough gutters. So we take it down to the masonry areas, and then after the masonry is installed, then we'll put the downspouts and tip outs on before we go to paint. You can see I've got a downspout location here at the front porch. Everything, the front porch cover drains, dumps onto the single bay garage roof, goes into this gutter and down to that downspout, which goes down to the corner to the front yard. As we walk around, you'll see these blue, flashings. That's called a quick flash, and those are for weather protectant from moisture getting in at exterior penetrations. So as we walk around the house, you'll see those. So on the front face of the single stall garage, masonry below and above and around the windows. This will be the east side. We've got plumbing penetrations here, siding all the way up, stone wainscot below. This is sump pump discharge, hose bib. This is the irrigation sprinkler tee. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Come down to the electric service panel location in the back corner. So this is the main meter housing, meter panel breakers, and the house panel breakers. So 2 panels here. These are the low volt wires coming out of the house, and they're your service provider, whether it be Comcast or Xfinity, they'll put what's called a D-mark here, a box location here, where this is their service coming into the lot, and they'll put their disconnect here, and then all your wires, when you call for service, will connect into that box. So, electrical service panel on this corner on the back. And as you can see on the back patio here, we've got your gas pipe for a barbecue location on that corner. All this with masonry. The soffits are still open until I'm finished with rough inspections. They need to see all the wiring connections and everything else that we have above ceilings before we cover. Now you can see the grade here on this patio. Now my intention is that our finished grade will come up right underneath the patio ledge, and then we'll slope down to the swale in the backyard, which is shown on that plot plan. About midway, a little better than midway through the yard is that swale coming around with the drain to the north on both sides. High point on the west, going down slope, and we'll bring this around to the front. In the back corner, where your property pin location is, we've got low volt and high volt pedestals located there. So we can move around behind the great room. See the areas that are built masonry, rear hose bib, and here we are on the garage wall. And on this wall, there's all kinds of things sticking out here. And these are the air conditioning power and service lines, the condensing lines, service outlet. We've got water heater and furnace intake and exhaust vents. That's what all of this is here, is the mechanical service area. So everything will be located right here. We can move around back toward the front again. See gas meters at the front of the garage. We generally, on all lots, we locate those about 5 to 6 feet back from the front corner of the garage. The gas main is out just this side of the city sidewalk, about 4 feet this side of the city sidewalk. So as we come around, we're going to go into the 2-stall garage. And in this garage, you've asked for some additional electrical needs. First of all, our standard electrical needs. Around on each wall, we've got a service outlet on each wall. And then you have added a dedicated, looks like you're going to be doing side mount garage door openers. I'm not positive of that, but that's what I would presume. We've got high voltage wiring for the opener remote, and we've got pre-wire from iWired here as well. Down below, we've got pre-wire from iWired for the garage door opener, and that's on both sides of the single stall and in the, the 2-stall and in the single stall. Low volt wiring. Now, you have also requested a dedicated outlet on the back wall of this garage. And that is located right over here. Here's the dedicated 110 outlet that you've requested. Standard service outlet, on each side standard service outlets as well. You also have requested that your switches for the garage are all located next, we have to locate them next to the door to meet code. So they're not on the wall that you have drawn, but they're on the wall that they must be on due to the swing of the door and the code requirements. Now, you've also requested 10 recessed cans in this garage, or light fixtures, pardon me. So backing up against the firewall, we've got 2 lights above us here. Excuse me, they're not cans, they're lights. So 1, 2, come in front of this drop beam. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 additional ceiling lights. This is our standard garage door opener and low volt location in the center. Also by iWired, you've requested some speaker locations, and you'll see those 2 speaker locations here up on that garage ceiling. One on this side, one on the other side. Frantically going to the low volt. Those are the D61s, and the D61s are D61 speaker. Okay. Everything in the garage finishes. We're going to move around to the single stall garage because you've got some options in there as well. As we move into the single stall, you've requested a dedicated 110 outlet in this back corner, and that's located right here. Then we have our standard service outlets here on the other 3 walls. This one on this wall, which would be your east-facing wall, is generally designated for the landscape irrigation clock. So that'll be installed right here. So that one will plug into here. We also have service outlets. Also, again, for garage door side garage door opener, we've got a 110 at 96 inches, pre-wire low volt, and a garage door opener, and low volt for the garage door on the low side. This is the owner's entry from the service, from the single stall. Also in the ceiling of this garage, you have requested a 50 amp, 220 volt circuit. This must be going to be your shop, Patrick, because I can't think of why you would need this power or this other than it's a heater. Also, if this was my shop, I'd want some speakers here too. We've got speaker pre-wires, 220 volt, 50 amp circuit, garage door opener circuit, and then this is a J box here, back in this corner. And that's it for the single stall garage. There is lights. I'm going to pull this down. We got 2 lights. Single light here. Then in the back, I'm sorry, this isn't a J box. This is a light, and then a light in the high ceiling as well. You requested 2 lights back here. 1, 2, and then a standard light up front. We're going to move back to the 2-stall garage. The owner's entry. So as we come into the owner's entry, I had mentioned we've got 2 banks of switches here, and as I'm standing here at the owner's entry of the 2-car, we've got 4 switches located here. 3 of them are for your interior lights. You've got a switch for the front lights in the garage ceiling, one for the outer lights, and then there's a 3-way switch for the outside coach lights. So we've got 3 switches for lights, pardon me. This front bay, the second bay, and the third bay are separate switches, and then the 3-way switch for the coach lights out front. And that's on a 3-way to the front entry as well. So we enter the owner's entry, 2 switches as we come in. One to turn on lights ahead of yourself here in the owner's entry. we have switch for recessed cans. We have a 4-inch mini can option. That's the other switch. We also have security pre-wire. This is keypad location. And then service outlets on 3 walls in this area at the coat closet owner's entry. As we leave the owner's entry, like to turn on ahead of yourself into the foyer area. Off to the left is the powder room. Standard powder room configuration with a stool, a pedestal lab, light above the pedestal lab, and a fan. Come in from the owner's entry, and we have switches on your right-hand side. The switches to turn off the light behind yourself, and then moving ahead of yourself. Travelers, what I call travelers, we're moving ahead. You can see we've got switches here for dining room fixture, pendants over the island, kitchen cans, and then we've got mini can as well. In this dining area, we've got low volt 3-wire in the ceiling, and pardon me while I rifle through my paper here to designate that. Got wireless access point here with the blue. And then it looks like we've got glass break here. That's correct, glass break. Then as we back up into the grand room, you'll see 2 speaker locations on the high wall. Service outlets around the room. Other low volt in the grand room. Something that did not show on your low volt diagram is the location for the subwoofer. So through common practice, this is what I've seen a lot of. I did locate the subwoofer wiring, low volt wiring here. If you'd like that in a different location, please tell me. But this is kind of a standard location, but it wasn't listed or labeled on the diagram. So I located that subwoofer right in this corner. Nowhere else does it designate where that goes, and with the surround system that you're procuring, you need a subwoofer location. So other low volt in this area, well, we have high voltage above the fireplace. We've got 66. We've got low volt, and what this calls for is conduit from the CP6 to above fireplace at 75, pardon me. LCR and hard HD pre-wire at 75. This side of the fireplace, we've got a CP6 down low, power. This is where the conduit comes back to for connection to the CP6. Fireplace switch, always right-hand side of the fireplace in the niche. That turns on and off the fireplace. In the grand room, the only electrical options that you've selected are the 2 4-inch mini recessed cans on either side of the fireplace. And those are switched independently, and I'll show you where those are momentarily. And then the 8 recessed cans in the ceiling. So on this, after we look at the ceiling, we also have in the center of the room is a ceiling fan pre-wire up there, which is a standard feature. We pre-wire that ceiling fan. So I've got 3, 6, 7, 8 recessed cans and a ceiling fan pre-wire up there. I've got a 4-gang switch bank here, and that's for the lighting and circuitry in the grand room. So we've got mini recessed cans, we've got the ceiling fan pre-wire, and we have a half-hot outlet across the room. In every living space, every bedroom, every room, we provide a switched outlet in the opposite end of the room from the entrance. So those are the 4 switches here at the grand room. Mini cans, fireplaces, recessed cans in the ceiling, ceiling fan pre-wire, and half-hot outlet. If you want to plug a lamp or some other device into that outlet, it's operable from the switch. So as we turn around and go into the dining area, as I mentioned, we've got the wireless access point, the glass break on the low volt side. We've got the pantry, light and switch inside of the pantry. Got the 2 pendant lights centered on the countertop. We've got recessed cans. We also have recessed cans centered on the kitchen sink. Recessed cans centered over the workspace at the cooktop. Also, other recessed cans, general lighting. We have 2 4-inch mini cans located over the sink base. And this spoke here, that's centered over the island. Sink base is under the window. You've requested all outlets in the kitchen to be horizontally mounted, and that's what these boxes are. These are all our service outlets. We've got under cabinet lights. These wires sticking out of the wall are the under cabinet lights. In this plan, I believe we have, I'm going to count them. I'm going to start over on the door wall. Bear with me. We'll talk about these switches in just a moment. I'm going to count your under cab lights. There's 6 or 7 in this plan. We also, from the low bolt, have a data port here as well. So, got 1 under cab light, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 under cab lights in this kitchen. Each plan has a different count of under cabinet lights. This one happens to be 6 count. So I've got 1 on either side of the cooktop. In the blind corners, this one is close to a window, so I have a single. And then on the other side of the kitchen sink. This being the cooktop area, we are pre-wired with 110 and 220. This yellow wire is the cooktop hood or the vent hood. Service outlets. This is the double oven cabinet where this high voltage wire is sticking out. That's where our double oven is. And then we've got the refrigerator at this point. Now your refrigerator has requested that we put we have the power up high, which is by the specs on the reefer. Also, we've located the water connect inside the pantry down low. According to the specs on the refrigerator, they'd like it in an adjoining cabinet. I can't put it in the oven cabinet, so I put it down low on the inside of the pantry. And when we set your refrigerator, we'll just connect that through the wall to the water box. So we've got a prep sink in the center, sink underneath the wall. The wires in the center of the island are for the dishwasher and garbage disposal, and the garbage disposal operates off of a switch inside of the sink cabinet down low. We're just going to back up and take a good look at this kitchen area. You can see all the recessed cans, everything centered through the room. And as we take a look at the outdoor room. So I've got 3-way switches for the kitchen cans so they can operate from both sides. We've got a switched outlet in the patio outside. Waterproof ceiling switched outlet. That location is at the outside corner. The switch is located inside here. We've got the ceiling fan 3-wire requested. Switch is right inside that door. We've got 4 recessed cans and 2 speaker 3-wire locations. As I had mentioned earlier, this is the gas barbecue stub. That's where the gas barbecue will trim out. We've got service outlet next to the door. As we leave the great room kitchen area, we're moving to the front entrance. One of these switches as we leave turns on traveling lights ahead of ourselves. We've got travelers. You've got a 3-way switch to turn off behind yourself and then ahead of yourself again on the chandelier. Center chandelier is located center of stair area of the foyer. Next to the front door, bank of switches. We've got, first of all, recessed can at the front porch. We have got step lights going upstairs. We've got the 3-way switch for the garage coach lights. Separate here is the hallway switches moving ahead as we move there. So I've got chandelier, step lights, and then the garage coach lights in front entrance. 3 gang. single gang for the switch moving ahead into the guest bedroom area. We can pan up and you can see the stair lights are installed. So then as we move to owner entry part 2, as the door opens, there's a switch out in the garage for the garage lights. Come in, switch here to turn lights, traveling lights on ahead of yourself. This is our coat closet. And as you walk in, turn lights on ahead of yourself. And we have here the study. Excuse me. We are prepped for double doors going into the study. As you enter the study, on the right-hand side are 2 switches. One is for the recessed cans in the ceiling, and the other is for, again, a half-hot outlet across the room. You also have low-volt 2 speakers pre-wired in the ceiling, and got to get the right designation here. I don't know all of their nomenclature, bear with me. But in the study, it's just a CP, a control data port, CP location. 2 speakers in the ceiling and the CP location. Service outlets around the room. And we'll leave the study. Also, from a low volt standpoint in this entryway, that's a wireless access port. And we'll head into the guest bedroom. Light switch to turn off behind yourself, open the door. Light switch to turn on traveling lights ahead of yourself. Come into the guest bath. 2 switches inside of the guest bath. One is for the light over the lav and over the shower. Also, the other one is for the fan. So we have cabinet and lav, stool, board in place shower pan. Shower pan. In the guest bedroom, as we enter the guest bedroom, we can turn off the lights behind ourselves in the hallway. We have got a ceiling fan pre-wire, one of the switches. Third switch is for the recessed cans, 4 recessed cans. And 4th switch is for the half-hot outlet or half-switched outlet on the adjoining wall. So we've got ceiling fan pre-wire, recessed cans through the hall and in the guest bedroom. Also from the low volt side, in the guest bedroom, we have another CP port. That's on the adjoining to the bathroom wall. We have walk-in closet with switch and recessed can in the closet. We'll move back around to the front entry or the foyer. And I will get ready to go upstairs, but we turn on that chandelier and we can turn it off again at the top of the stairs. So as we come up, we've got step lights and or chandelier turned on ahead of ourselves. Get to the top of the stairs, we've got 3 switches here. One is to turn off the step lights if you have them on. The other is to turn on or off the chandelier. And then we've got the 3rd switch for traveling lights ahead of ourselves. So I'm at the top of the stairs in the main entrance. You can see 3 switches here. One is the third 3-way for the step lights, 3-way for the chandelier, and then our hall cans, which are above us here, which turn on as we come through the loft area. I've got 1, 2, 3, one headed toward the bedroom area is 4. Then you've opted for 4 additional recessed cans in the loft. So I've got 4 switches here. One is to turn off the traveling lights behind yourself in the hall. One is to turn on the recessed cans, on and off the recessed cans. We have a half-hot across the room, and then we have hall cans moving forward, on switch for the cans moving forward. In the loft, we have opted for 1 CP location, and that's on this wall here. From a low volt standpoint, half-hot outlet is here next to this window. Also by code, with open rails, I'm required to have floor outlets. These are recessed into the floor finish, whether it's carpet or hardwood, but we have 2 outlets, 2 floor outlets, just inside of the handrail or the guardrail. So as we move through to bedrooms 2 and 3, turning on lights ahead of ourselves, coming through, we've got what we fondly refer to as Jack and Jill bath off to the right. Inside, there's a light switch for the lights above both labs. There are service outlets on either side of the vanity. We've got a little linen closet. Then as you walk into the tub shower room, we've got a tub shower with a recessed can centered above the shower and a fan. So stool, so 2 switches inside, one for the lights, one for the fan. Come down in the hallway and we get into bedroom 3. Come inside, there are 2 switches. We've got a ceiling fan pre-wire and a half hot across the room. From a low volt standpoint, we do have a CP data port here on this wall and the adjoining to bedroom 2. Got a walk-in closet with switch, recessed can. There'll be a stack of shelves, rod and shelf in that closet. As we move into bedroom 2, and also, by the way, turn off the hall lights behind yourself, come into the bedroom. We've got a ceiling fan pre-wire centered and a half switched outlet across the room. Data, we've got a CP data port in the exterior wall in bedroom 2. Walk-in closet with switch and recessed can in the closet. I will come back down traveling hallway. Lights on ahead of ourselves. Go around to the master laundry room area. Lights off behind ourselves. Upstairs mechanical room. This is the air handler, furnace and air conditioning air handler, which will handle just the upstairs of this home. The main is in the basement, which we'll look at shortly, and that handles the basement and the main floor. So this air handler is just for the upstairs, just for the second floor. As we move toward the master suite, this is the thermostat location for that air handler. We've got a light to turn off our travelers behind ourselves and turn on ahead of ourselves. Come into the laundry room, 2 switches inside. One is for lighting, the other is for fan. We've got laundry room sink, laundry sink, power outlets above countertop pipe. And this wall, adjacent to the loft, we have washer and dryer hookup, water, dryer through the roof, 220 for the dryer. So we can leave the laundry room. We're back in the hallway. As we enter the master suite, 2 switches, one to turn off lights behind yourself and to turn on ahead of yourself. We have a linen storage closet on your left and into the master bedroom area. As you come in, there are 4 switches in here. We have got recessed cans in the upper coffer ceiling, and those are all 4-inch minis. We've got a ceiling fan pre-wire, I'm counting switches. We have got a half-hot outlet across the room. Ceiling fan pre-wire, 4-inch minis in the coffer, and then 4-inch minis in the drop in front of the rear window. That's the other switch. Those are switched independently. So we have 4-inch, pardon me, I misspoke. As I come in the entrance, let me rephrase this, these switches here. One is turn off lights behind myself. I've got 4-inch minis in the coffer. Then I've got ceiling fan pre-wire and a half hot across the room. On the outside wall, we have another switches by your request. Turning it for the sitting room, we've got 4-inch mini cans to operate here. And separate switch for these 2 4-inch minis above the window. In the sitting area, you can see the fireplace. We've got outlets around low. We also have outlet high at 75. We also have data. That port is called a CP and an HD pre-wire at 75 inches. You saw the D61s in the coffered ceiling in the master bedroom. Fireplace switch is not on this wall as we do in the niched areas. It's on this adjoining wall. So to turn fireplace on and off, that's this wiring here. That takes care of low volt and high volt in the master bedroom area. We walk into the master bathroom. Another 4 banks of switches here. As we come in, we turn off lights behind ourselves. We've got recessed cans in the general bathroom area. We've got another switch for the lights above the lavs, and then another switch for the recessed cans inside the shower. In the master bath, we also do have 2 D61 speaker pre-wires. That's these locations here. No other low volts. So in the master shower, you've got glass panel, door on each end, handheld location, handheld shower location, stationary with rain head diverter. This side, mimicked. Stationary head, rain head diverter, and handheld next to each seat. Door on each end. His and hers lavs on the either side of the window. In the center, there's a freestanding bathtub. Got the master stool room off to this side toward the bedroom. Inside there are 2 switches, one for the light, one for the fan. Master closet. No additional electric, no additional low volt. You come in, you got a switch for 2 recessed cans centered in the closet area. There's a heat supply in here as well. And service outlet down low. And that's it for the master area. Again, I encourage you to come out over this weekend, give Kyle any feedback you can. We're gonna pause the tape and we're gonna move down to the basement level. And that takes care of the main and the upper. I'll be right back with you. Okay, getting ready to go down the basement stairs. You can see there are 2 switches here going down. One is for the step lights going down, and the other is for the recessed cans under each stair landing. So we've got lights on ahead of ourselves, coming down step lights, each landing and split on the main run. We come down as we get to the bottom of the stairs. There are 4 switches here. One is to turn the can lights off behind yourself. One is to turn the step lights off behind yourself. Then I have traveling lights down the hallway, and also an optional 4-inch mini can in this little open decorated space here. So as we come down the hallway, we've got service outlets. We do have a wireless smoke detector. I know I have a WAP here too, a wireless access point. We have a little storage closet here. There is a light which mounts on the head wall. It's probably going to be an LED light in there. Then we've got 2 switches, one to turn off the travelers behind yourself. Then we turn on traveling lights ahead of yourself. And here we are in the main rec room, wet bar area. We'll start in the wet bar area. And I've got 2 switches on the wall right around from the stairs. One is for the recessed cans in the wet bar area. There are 6 recessed cans, and the other is for the 3 pendant lights, which are over the wet bar. We have taken the total length of the wet bar and divided by 3 so that they're evenly spaced and they're centered over the wall. This wall gets, this bar top gets about a 12-inch overhang, so we like those lights back about over this wall so no heads get bumped as they're standing at the bar top. So on this side of the bar, I'm standing at the sink location. We also have, it's either dishwasher or refrigerator, microwave, excuse me. Back wall, we've got cabinets, outlets above countertops, under counter, no, we've got a full height fridge, we've got water running for the refrigerator, power. Then we're back out into the great room, so we can turn off those pendants or these 6 recessed cans. And on this wall over here in the recreation room, we've got another 6 recessed cans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We also have speaker 3 wires. I'm going to look at the low volt here to confirm. D61, we've got 2 D61s per your location on the diagram. We have a subwoofer location on this tub wall. There's your subwoofer location. And that's why I kind of put it forward upstairs as well, because that's generally the location. You have a subwoofer This wall is clear, all service outlets. Then we've got the main entertainment area here. We've got power and CPT, LCR, and HD pre-wire, all at 66 inches, so everything is here for your requested location. So, we've got recessed cans that we can operate here, then we've got traveling lights moving ahead of us. But also, here's our wireless access point, right inside this entry. We've got closet area here. We've got recessed cans down the hallway. Moving into the tub, shower, bathroom. We've got a vanity, the light above it, two switches inside. One is for the light above the tub shower, the other is over the vanity, and then we have a fan as well. Stool, lab, tub, shower. Moving into bedroom 8, I guess this is called. Got two switches here. We've got recessed cans, two centered on this side of the steel beam, two on this side of the steel beam, plus we have a half switched outlet in this corner here. Walk-in closet has single light, recessed can with a switch inside and a service outlet in that closet as well. We're going to step back to the mechanical area in the unfinished space. As we're leaving this area, we can turn off our lights behind ourselves. Coming forward, we're going into the mechanical room. Into the mechanical room, turn on the mechanical lights. This is our termination point of all low volt. We've got a cabinet here, everything's coming down in here. We've got service outlets around the room. 14-inch MSWP, security rack, security and low voltage all is located here. Here's our main mechanical room. This is, we are prepped for tankless water heater. And I've got power, water, gas for the furnace and water heaters. This is our main furnace room. This will all be explained to you in greater detail at the homeowner orientation walkthrough about 1 week before closing. But this is all the prep upfront work for it, all of the plumbing, mechanical, and electrical work. We also have a low volt. This is coming down all the way from the attic. This is a conduit with a pull string inside of it, which goes all the way to the attic. I failed to mention while we were upstairs that in the laundry room is the attic access location. So there's a lid that lifts off, goes into the attic. There's a pull chain light up there. There's a service outlet up there. Plus there is the other end of this conduit. Plus we have photovoltaic conduit going up to that attic as well. And that's in the event that you would choose to put solar on your roof. There is a metal conduit going up to the attic space as well and all the way down to this mechanical room. So there's a raceway to get wiring to the roof. We'll come back to the unfinished area behind the wet bar. Now, behind the wet bar area, you've requested some additional power outlets, and we have those. Here's one on this wall. We've got two located here. One is for the sump, the other is per your request. Got one located on this wall, this concrete wall, per your request, and then one on the back side of the wet bar. So you've got 4 outlets per your mini located in here, plus a general service outlet. Switch to turn on lights, service outlet, 4 outlets around the room. This is our main water service coming into the house. We fondly refer to it as the water tree. We've got the main coming in from the street. Got a main shut-off. This is the T for the irrigation sprinkler system, anti-hammer device, and pressure reducing valve, isolation valves. This is our main water, which goes to the main mechanical room. So this is our water tree, main service into the house. So we move around back to the rec room. We're going to head back outside and recap just for a moment. So we'll be ending the interior here. Okay, here I am on the front porch. We'll be wrapping this up. As I mentioned in the outset, that we were going to be touching on some items. We touched on grading and the drainage. We looked at gutter and downspout window grid locations, the elevation in the window grids, all of our electrical locations, low volt and security locations, plumbing, mechanical rooms, change orders, and projected schedule. We're beyond any change order stage and projected schedule. Right now we're trending in mid-September for closing. That's our goal. Now, things change, things can modify, swing one way or the other a little bit, but Kyle will be in touch with you. As I had mentioned today, I've started the rough inspection process. I'll be going, that'll take the rest of this week. I'll be insulating on Tuesday, and then I'll be stocking drywall probably Thursday of next week. So after I get all of my energy inspections after insulation. So that puts me at drywall stock next week, Thursday. And it would be the 23rd. So with that said, we're generally a 90 to 100 day schedule from drywall, or from this stage, about 90 to 100 days. But as you're aware, with the coronavirus, we can only put one contractor at a time in each house. So it's slowed just a little bit, but I'm picking up ground. People are getting used to it. So, but Kyle will be in touch with you as we get to drywall. Then after drywall is cabinets. Once we get to cabinets, we can give you a pretty firm time frame. And then about 30 to 40 days prior to closing, we'll pin those dates. So as we stand right now, I'm going to drywall next week, and we're about 90 to 100 days from today, I'm guessing. So that puts us at July, August, September, mid-September to late September timeline. So that's where we are today. Now, please come out this weekend and walk your house, take a look at things, bring your paperwork with you, bring your electrical mini with you, bring your low volt mini with you. Make sure that we do have everything in, make sure you're comfortable. If you have any questions, just reach out to Kyle and he'll talk to me on Monday, and then we'll just move forward from there. So I appreciate your time, and stay in touch, and it's been nice spending time with you.